On this week's episode, books about the Harlem Renaissance and, for some reason, snakes. Coming up next. Welcome to the Middle Country Public Library podcast. I'm Sal DiVincenzo here with my fabulous colleagues, Sarah Fade.
Hello.
And Nicole Rambo.
Hello.
How is everyone doing this week?
Cold.
It is very cold. And that's a reminder. You know, Monday was a holiday. Did you both work on the holiday this year? You both actually had to work on the holiday. So it's a great reminder that you should check our website, the library website, which is mcplibrary.org, because a lot of those holidays, the library is actually open. So you can come down, and all this week we've had a lot of kids in the children's department.
Yeah, because it's winter break week too.
Winter break over here in New York. Yeah, so check that out. If you're wondering if the library is open or not, some libraries are closed on President's Day, but we are not. So we were open on Monday. So yeah. So if it's cold outside, come inside. It's nice and warm here. We also have the wonderful cafe to warm up with a nice latte. All right, with that out of the way, who wants to talk first? Do you want to talk about Harlem books first?
Sure.
Why don't you go for it? There you go. Nicole.
So it's actually a Book Riot article, which I haven't talked about in a while.
Yeah.
The person's not doing
Book scopes.
the book. Yeah.
They stopped sending you a check?
Yeah. No, I would do it. So I did. This has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about, but I just want to tell you what I did. So I went and I found like Cosmopolitan.com. Like they still have regular horoscopes. So I tried to look up any kind of like bookish horoscope, and I could not find one. So I just went to Cosmopolitan, and then I copied what they wrote for like one of the horoscopes, and I put it into ChatGPT, and I was like, give me. It was long. It was like very long. So I was like, summarize this in like 5 sentences, and then give me like 3 words that kind of describe it, and then give me 3 like genres of books that could fit into it, and
It did it.
did it.
It did it.
It did pretty decently.
Awesome.
And I was like, all right, well,
AI is a tool. We've said that. AI is a tool.
I know.
It's a good tool to use.
I know. And then I was gonna do that today, and I might in the future, but I kind of felt bad.
No, nothing to feel bad about.
I know. I would have like looked, and like one book I liked, and I thought fit better than another book, and then I was gonna like put it into novelists. Maybe I'll do that in the future, but.
Do you think people, when they were first using like Microsoft Word or like a word processor, is like, I really feel bad. I'm not using my typewriter or I'm handwriting.
My typewriter?
Typewriter. That's what I call a typewriter. I don't call it a typewriter.
So maybe I'll do that in the future.
Okay.
I don't know. And then I put the Cosmopolitan, like what they wrote as the horoscope into like, I forgot the name of it, but it was like an AI checker to see if like AI wrote that.
Oh, nice.
And that one said it didn't. That one said it was probably a human. So humans are still.
How do they know?
It compares it against other things.
It's AI checking. It's like, I got you. AI.
Yeah, I was just saying, I don't trust that.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, so because like a lot of teachers and stuff are using it, like, more so for like papers and stuff to see if kids like just ripped it right off of wherever, like stuff like that. And then chunks, I guess there's like certain like ways sentences are worded, which you've used ChatGPT, you could tell if there's kind of like a structure.
When ChatGPT, when you ask ChatGPT, can you write this write this paper for me, and it goes certainly, and it starts writing the paper, and kids are actually highlighting certainly and copying the whole thing. So the teacher's like, it's certainly.
Let me know if there's anything you want to change. At the
very bottom.
Yeah, well, don't do that. Okay. Anyway, that was the beginning of my day. I wound up here. The Harlem Renaissance in Today's YA Literature by Kelly Jensen. So it's just a couple of books that are centered around the Harlem Renaissance. And she writes the Harlem Renaissance encapsulates the Black creative explosion between roughly the end of World War I and the beginning of the Great Depression. This era brought about a huge increase in Black literature, Black music, Black art, and Black creative endeavors. It was centered in Harlem, but then it did go to places like Detroit and Chicago were also big components of this too. So one of the books is Augusta Savage is a shape of a sculptor's life, and that's by Marilyn Nelson. And so she was a Black sculptor, and she actually created the bust of W.E.B. Du Bois. That's in the New York Public Library.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's about her story, which I thought was interesting. And then Flamboyance, The Queer Harlem Renaissance I'd Wish I'd Known by George M. Johnson and illustrated by Charlie Palmer. So it says Johnson's work of nonfiction is a collective biography, some of the well-known and lesser-known queer creators of the Harlem Renaissance. And then it says Palmer's incredible artistry, and you're in for a utter treat. So the cover is like gorgeous too, so I think it's gonna be like really pretty to look at. Then we have Harlem's Summer by Walter Dean Myers, who's a very prolific YA author. He won a Prince Award for the book Monster. He's been a Newbery runner-up several times. And this is about Mark, who's 16. This is a fiction book, so the other two were nonfiction, like biographies. This one is fiction. Mark is 16 and has a whole summer ahead of him. As much as he'd love nothing to do more than spend it playing with his jazz band, his parents make him get a job, and he gets a job at The Crisis, which is a little magazine of the era, and it's spearheaded by Langston Hughes and County Cullen, who are very famous, poets and writers. But then he winds up running into Dutch Schultz, who's a gangster. So this has a tricky summer ahead of him. And then One Last Word, Wisdom from the Harlem Renaissance by Nikki Grimes. And this is poetry. So this is a contemporary collection of poetry that are based on or inspired by the works of Harlem Renaissance poets. So again, like Langston Hughes, Jean Toomer, and so they kind of inspired this poetry. So I think that's interesting. It looks like it's an award winner. And then finally, another fiction book, and this is genre fiction about vampires, called This Ravenous Fate by Haley Dennings. And it's about reapers who are vampires, and then vampire killers, hunters, set in 1926 in New York City in the Harlem Renaissance. So it sounds good, cute, a typical like vampire meets a vampire hunter, and they become friends or whatever. But it sounds good, especially if you like historical fiction, and if you like genre fiction, then those are some cute ones to pick up. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Nicole.
You're welcome.
And now we switch gears.
Yes.
Completely.
Yes.
Like utterly switching gears here.
Sometimes me and Sarah discuss, and sometimes we don't.
Today was a don't discuss day, which is fine. So, Sarah, what made you pick this subject this week? Did you see one? Was there one in your house?
Okay, so I was browsing topics to discuss today. And
take us down your journey, like I took you down mine.
Yeah.
So, in my journey, I looked at AP News has a weird news page.
Okay.
I don't know why this was on it because it's not weird. It's very much
scary.
It's for some. So the article was the number of venomous snakes removed from this Australian yard will make you shudder.
Oh, Australia.
So how many do you think was removed from this yard?
Well, gross. I'm sure every single one of all the snakes were probably venomous.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in Australia
everything is venomous.
Everything is venomous.
Yeah.
Like hundreds.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Okay, so
we'll put this on the screen for people to say that.
Wait, there's a better picture. Okay, so the article is short and sweet, right? A man described feeling the shudders, in quotes, as more than 100 venomous red-bellied black snakes were removed from a pile of mulch in his Sydney backyard.
See, that was their house.
Yeah. David Stein called Reptile Relocation Sydney last week after watching around 6 snakes slither into the mulch. He learned from an internet search that pregnant, known as gravid red-bellied blacks, pile on top of each other before they give birth. To make it worse, imagine having a group birthing.
A group birthing, huh? Yeah, you're upset. There's another woman next door to you with the curtain. Can you imagine that? Like on top of you?
Yeah. Snake catcher Dylan Cooper arrived that afternoon. Stein helped rake away mulch as Cooper bagged 102 pregnant and newborn snakes.
Wow.
Just seeing that amount in one group, it gives you a bit of the shudders. I guess that's an Australian term.
Yeah.
Reptile Relocation Sydney owner Corey blah blah said 2 of the captured adults give birth to a total of 29 snakes in the bag while Cooper was still sifting through mulch catching more.
Are you kidding? So wait a second. So he's putting the pregnant snakes in the bag, and as he's doing other work,
They have the baby.
Yeah, the baby. You
29 other snakes are coming out of there.
can't stop nature.
I guess
Nature will
not.
find a way.
Yeah, I know.
As they say.
When the baby wants to come out, the baby wants to come out.
Yeah. The final tally was 5 adults and 97 offspring.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think tiny snakes are grosser than big snakes.
Okay.
Yeah. So look at that.
That is, ugh.
That's
Yeah, I
something.
don't mind a snake, but like pile of snakes is pretty gross.
I think a pile
Yeah.
of anything is pretty gross.
True.
I don't like puppies.
That's
No, I'm
true.
sure if you saw a pile of puppies, you'd be like,
No.
So just so you know, you think, wait, don't they lay eggs? No. Pythons hatch from eggs, while red-bellied black snakes give live birth.
live birth.
Yeah, so that's also.
Well, that makes sense if
Yeah.
if they're giving birth in the bag.
Right.
I doubt they were dropping eggs. And it was like,
Yeah.
oh, and then he's cracking them open.
Yeah. So, and what triggered this event? They say because it was hot.
Well, it's summer in Australia right
So
now.
just so you know, heat is not good for anything. Okay.
Well, it's good for the snake.
Red belly black snakes have litters between 4 and 35.
4 and
35 babies at once?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big number though.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's a huge range.
Yeah, it's like I hope someday to just have 4 children, and then it's like you have 34 children.
God.
It's
Okay.
crazy.
So, just so you know, I was like, oh my God, can that happen in New York?
Yeah.
Can that happen in Sal's backyard?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I looked it online. This was from SUNY College of Environmental Science and Forestry.
Yes, sir.
See, very librarian. Just want
That's you.
everybody to
Yeah.
know this is very librarian
And
thing
also
that we're
you
doing
can
here.
look at Grismac's database that we have
Yes.
on,
I love that database, actually.
Yeah.
It's a fun database.
So how many species of snakes do you think New York is home to?
10.
No, more than that. I'm going to say 14.
Okay. 17.
Oh.
Yeah.
Survey says?
Yeah, and they dumb it down for us, which I like. I don't just say dumb; they really break it down for
Okay.
us. These animals, whose tubular, limbless bodies are instantly and universally recognized, produce mixed reactions among people from fear to fascination. Serpents figure prominently in mythologies. Blah 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 blah. Many snakes are top-level predators. A single rat snake can consume over 100 rodents a year. Yeah.
I think those are good to have.
Do we have venomous ones?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Well, right. The most widespread and frequently encountered snakes in New York State are the garter and water snake.
Yeah.
Which I don't like the water snake.
Water snake.
But those are fine. They're not
Yeah.
harmful.
Garter snakes use a wide variety of habitats from woodlands to marshes to fields and exist quite well around humans.
Yeah.
These snakes, like many other species, are variable in color and pattern. The basic color is dark brown or green with 3 yellowish stripes down their sides. That's how you know.
Yeah.
Okay. They may reach lengths of 2 feet. Not that bad, right?
Yeah.
But are typically smaller. And they are completely harmless to people.
They are.
Yes.
Yes.
The water snake is found in and around almost any water body or wetland in the state.
Wow.
Yeah, as an adult, it is a stout animal, dark brown to black with light colored bands and splotches along its length. Yes. It is the only large, up to 42 inches water snake in our range.
All right.
Yeah. This species is frequently called or mistaken for cottonmouth, a water moccasin, which is venomous.
Those are venomous.
Yeah.
We have those in
We
Florida.
have.
I was going to say, water moccasins are not in New York. So
No.
if you see a water snake, don't worry. It's
Yeah.
not, you don't have to kill it. Okay. The milk snake has given rise to more misconceptions than perhaps any other species. Its name is derived from the decidedly false belief that it will milk cows. Haha. It is, however, frequently encountered in barns
Okay.
in search of its rodent prey. It also eats other snakes.
Ooh.
Gross. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The milk snake is a boldly patterned serpent, brown or reddish blotches on a light gray to tan body that vibrates its tail when annoyed.
Like a rattlesnake.
Yeah, these characteristics are undoubtedly responsible for its being called a spotted adder in some regions. An unfortunate name because it brings to mind the truly venomous snakes of Europe and Asia, but it is not. The milk snake is harmless.
We got good snakes here.
Yeah, the largest species in New York is the black rat snake, reaching lengths of 8 feet.
Oh, that's big.
Whoa.
Yeah, these largely black-colored snakes are found primarily on cliffs and rocky slopes, but are absent from most of the Adirondacks.
8 feet is pretty big.
But are they
Yeah.
venomous? They're not venomous.
Nope. Okay, so we have the green red belly brown and ringneck snakes. Small, slender, completely benign species that feed on insects, spiders, earthworms, and slugs.
Oh.
So those are good to have.
Those are, yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay,
However,
Right. The venomous snakes.
No.
This is, yeah.
I thought we weren't gonna have it.
Ready? There are only 3 species of venomous
Okay.
snakes living in the wilds of New York.
Okay.
yes.
Okay? However, this excludes the ones that people want to have as
Oh,
pets.
right. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's kind of silly, but there you go. These are timber rattlesnakes.
Oh,
Are
I
you
didn't realize
ready?
we had rattlesnakes in New York.
Okay, so I'm going to let Nicole pronounce this since, we are from New York and
Yes.
we should know how to pronounce these words.
Chokachek.
No.
Chokaneck.
Massasauga?
Mississauga.
Massasauga.
Mississauga? You go with Mississauga?
Yeah. Why am I wrong?
I think that's a city in Canada, in Ontario, isn't it? Mississauga. No? All right.
The Massasauga, erroneously called the pygmy rattler, and the copperhead. And
Copperhead.
just so you know,
Those guys are bad.
these are very uncommon.
Okay.
Okay? The timber rattlesnake, listed as threatened by with this
yeah.
company.
And threatening.
Yeah, enjoys the widest ranges, found mainly in the southeastern part of the state, except for Long Island and
Yay.
New York City. We don't have to worry about that.
They've been forced out.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you do go hiking
Yeah.
in these areas,
Yeah.
watch out.
You might
Okay.
see one.
Let's see. Populations have been severely reduced, primarily due to bounties and commercial capture for snakeskin products and the pet trade.
Oh, that I don't like.
Yeah, the Massasauga, listed as endangered, also occurs only in 2 locations, both large wetlands: Syracuse and Rochester. Yeah, so unfortunately, but it's endangered. And the copperhead is mainly found along the lower Hudson Valley, south of Kingston, and scattered through the Catskills. So that's one you're going to kind of find.
Yeah.
Probably for us, most people go
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Copperheads lack the rattle, but will vibrate their tail when annoyed. In dry leaves, this vibration can sound like a rattle. Many other species, such as milk and rat snakes, will also perform this behavior, so be careful. The copperhead can be told by its coppery red head and by the distinct bands along its body, which are widest at the sides and narrowest across the back.
I don't think I'd pick up on these things if I saw it.
Oh no, I wouldn't even.
I blackout. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't look at it long enough to
Yeah.
be like, oh, I see those
Blackout.
3 belly bands.
Yeah, I know.
Only on its left side.
I wouldn't even know right from left.
Venomous snakes are best left alone.
Yeah.
None of our species are particularly aggressive animals, but they will attempt to bite when handled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't pick them up. You're not
Yeah.
Steve Irwin.
So rest assured,
Yeah, we're
you will
pretty
not
good, though.
be having 107 snakes
Yeah.
be born in your yard because we're pretty good down here.
Well, Australia is just
Everything will kill you.
crazy.
It's
not
Yeah,
meant
yeah.
for. It's just meant for the animals and
Animals.
the indigenous
Yeah.
people. They know how to deal with it. You
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
all the British criminals that were sent there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's terrible when you think about it, right? They're like, let's send them where all
I
those animals want to kill
know.
us.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, it's interesting. Many, many years ago, Jungle Bob was here,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
and he had a fake snake, right? And he put it on the table. He's like, "Oh, look, see, nobody's thinking about it." Blah blah blah. I forgot what he said. And then he opened up his pocket. He pulled something out of his pocket. I didn't see what it was,
Yeah.
and he handed it to me, and it was a real snake.
Well,
a
that's
beautiful snake, by the way.
Did it go woo?
And I played it cool because I wanted, I was in front of everybody. It was like a Chamber of Commerce meeting. I played it cool. But the snake was not, I thought the snake was going to be cold and slimy, but it wasn't.
They're not slimy.
No. That's very, very cute too. He's kind of he wanted to be warm. So, yeah. Some snakes are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them
Most
here
of
are.
them are nice.
Yeah. Especially the slug eating ones.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a couple of those.
Do you get a lot of slugs?
No, I don't get a lot of slugs. I have
When it
a lot
rains,
of
we do.
I have a lot of predators out by me, so
That eat slugs?
they eat everything.
My
Yeah.
dogs eat slugs.
Yeah.
They bring
Oh,
them in the
that's
house and I freak out.
It's awful.
Fudge, they said.
I eat escargot. Which I Well, thank you very much, Sarah.
Got it.
And thank you, all of you, for watching and listening to us this week. And if you want to listen to older episodes or read our show notes, visit our website, mcplpodcast.com. If you watched on YouTube, hit the like button. We greatly appreciate that. And, over 80%, I think it's up to, 80% of you who watch the show, if you've watched, which is amazing, thank you, are not subscribed. So please hit the subscribe button. We got other cool things coming up on the show this year. So thank you so much. For Sarah Fade and Nicole Rambo, I'm Sal DiVincenzo. See you next time.